This is Reverend Dean Nelson, Chairman of the Frederick Douglass Foundation and the Douglass Leadership Institute. We're gathering today here in St. Louis, Missouri at the Holy Convocation of the Church of God in Christ. I have with me Pastor Michael Robinson, who has been a great friend over the last year as we've gotten to know each other a little bit. And he's got a special story that I want him to share about what he has done here in St. Louis, partnering with the Douglass Leadership Institute. So, Pastor Michael, why don't you tell just a little bit about how you first learned about DLI and a little bit about the initiative that we've been involved in.
Well, thank you. We were actually involved in a missions class at one of our meetings. I don't know if it was AIM or...
Probably AIM convention.
Yeah, at AIM convention. And Dean and Bishop Matthews began to talk about Family Life Campaign and began to talk about the initiatives and different things that were going on as it related to some serious stuff in the inner city concerning abortions. And it opened my eyes up to some things and caused me to dig deep and do some serious research, looking at why certain things were the way they were. And from there, begin to connect even more with Bishop Matthews' message concerning political things, and just really having a great change of thought and understanding that there was more that we needed to do, not only within my congregation, but throughout my city as well.
One of the things that we've been highlighting at the Douglass Leadership Institute is strengthening the black family. And part of that is telling the whole history about abortion within the African American community. I tell people all the time, my grandmother's generation, a black woman was the least likely of any demographic group to get an abortion. But over the last several generations, that's changed, and a lot of that comes from the work of Planned Parenthood and its founder, Margaret Sanger, who wrote in a letter to Clarence Gamble that we don't want word to get out, that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And she went further to say that the minister is the one who could straighten out their more rebellious members if it ever occurred to them. And so part of our initiative with the Church of God in Christ and other denominations is to highlight that and to engage with faith leaders, particularly pastors, to help inform them and to do something about it. And so one of the things, Pastor Mike, that you have done after hearing that information, researching it for yourself, you didn't just say, hey, look, that's good information, but you took it to heart and you've engaged with us in this most recent election cycle here in your state of Missouri. And tell us a little bit about what you did in organizing people within the community and how many doors you guys knocked on, because I think that it's an underreported story about how we in the African American community are taking responsibility in doing something.
Yeah, and so we partnered with the Douglass Leadership Institute to begin to provide education. Voter education is key. Making people aware of what they are voting for and who they are voting for, what stance they take on certain critical issues, especially my faith-based brothers and sisters, letting them know that, hey, these are our moral values, and we need to be concerned about those things and get so much, not be so concerned about the political party, but be concerned about the values that are at stake. What are they doing? What are they doing to help our people? What are they doing to help our community? And hold them accountable for those things. So these voter education cards that we had an opportunity to share with over 20,000 homes within our area, we shared it with it. I was able to hire and bring on board for several weeks some community members, some individuals that had been looking for jobs and had been kind of struggling a little bit, but this came right along and they were able to engage and connect. And I didn't initially just go into a lot of conversation about what they were doing, but it turned into conversation. And so we began to educate them about what was going on. So this was a win-win situation all the way around for us. And so we were able to share with them, hey, as a Christian believer, I'm not in this party or that party. I'm the umpire. I'm the referee. A ball is a ball, a strike is a strike. If you're out, you're out. And that's what we plan to do as believers, raise up a generation of individuals that will do that and hold our elected officials accountable for such things.
And I think that's a key point as we close, Pastor Mike, is holding people accountable. You know, DLI has been blessed to work with the Family Research Council, and particularly on this project through Faith and Freedom Coalition. But it's about Christians, regardless of denomination, regardless of race, coming together and holding them accountable. Now, in this particular race, Claire McCaskill, who has made her stance to be opposed to our Christian values on the issue of life, and she actually lost. I mean, she was the incumbent and she lost. But you said something that's really important. Josh Hawley, who is now going to be the incoming U.S. Senator, who says he stands for life, but it's important for us to hold him now accountable to those things. And tell us a little bit about how you all here in St. Louis now having a voice, getting him elected, at least by passing out these voter guides. Now, what will you guys hope to do to hold him accountable?
Well, as we said, those were nonpartisan voter guides that were able to be passed out. And however, he is going to be our representative in the Senate. And so we are going to hold him accountable, letting him know that although the numbers in our communities were not totally for you, now you still have to represent us. And so we want to hear from you. We want you to engage with us. We want you not to just sit in the office and make policies and laws concerning us, but I want you to come and see us. I want you to engage with us. I'd love to have conversation with you so that you can see firsthand what's going on, so that you can have an opportunity to be able to put your finger on the pulse of the problems and the situations that are going on within our communities. Come and feel what I feel. See what I see on a regular basis. And I believe that if we do that, and if he's willing to do that, then we can be able to see him represent us in a better way.
Pastor Mike, thank you so much for the partnership. We want to thank all of you, those of you who have invested into the Douglas Leadership Institute in terms of what we're doing. Again, find us if you want to on Facebook at Douglas Leadership Institute. You can also find us at dlinstitute.org. Thank you so much for your support and for your time. And we say, as Frederick Douglass said, you know, I have one great political idea. The best expression of it I have found in the Bible. It is in substance, righteousness exalts a nation. Sin is a reproach to any people. God bless you.